Yes, sure.
All right, welcome to Against All Live Sports Radio Show. We live. I'm Javon Bates, the Legacy.
Bruce B. Smooth Ballard.
All right, so today's show, once again, if you need that U-Haul truck, and I know it's about to be moving season, man. So trust me, you're gonna need this U-Haul truck. Matter of fact, this is what we gonna do. You're gonna give you the actual direct phone number. This is like you call here, we go ahead and make those reservations for you. But anyway, at Professional Event Shipping Services, you can rent a U-Haul anywhere, any city, any state. We could book it for you. You can even pick it up here if you're within the city. But anyway, the phone number is 216-808-3344. That's 216-808-3344. Call to book it there. We'll get you hooked up and get your reservation taken care of. And before we start the show, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Enjoyed the weather. Didn't enjoy the end of the Cavs streak, but it was good. And we know about your weekend though.
Oh yeah. I was in Brooklyn. It was cold, but it was hot. So it was a hot film premiere. Shout out to Norma Davis. She showed so much love there. And everybody in Brooklyn, man, thank you for showing up and showing out. We appreciate the love. Real Opportunity Bridge Foundation and also her son's nonprofit. And I'm sorry that I went blank. I forgot the actual name. But anyway, go check out the posters on the Facebook ad for Common Creed Trafficking, which was great. They're looking forward to another showing of another movie whenever we create it. And we can go from there. It's about building those connections. And the great thing about it is, you got to talk to people, about what you do. And I think that's key to a lot of consistencies, you know what I'm saying, in your journey of what you want to do.
Definitely can't keep a closed mouth.
Won't get fed.
Won't get fed. You gotta let everybody know what you're up to.
Exactly. So just talk to the right people. Not everybody, but to the right people. So start networking and never be comfortable at where you're at because you always can graduate, progress, and get higher and higher. So that being said, it was cold in New York, but we had a great time. Me and James Dobra and my wife, we were there. It was great just to, take it to another city and watch it on the big screen again. So it was beautiful, man.
So what would you say the difference was between the Cleveland crowd and the New Brooklyn crowd?
Hmm. It was no difference. I mean, both crowds showed the same amount of love. I think, being in New York, they're like New York, Chicago, they're more of a critiquish type of city. So because the arts are there in Chicago and New York.
Right. Yeah.
So if you're going there, they're gonna give you like, oh man, I ain't like that, or that was a good movie.
They're in the heart of the entertainment industry.
Yeah. So. And you know what's funny? Right next door, Law and Order was next door.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Law and Order. So it was crazy. I'm gonna post some of that stuff on Facebook later on. But yeah, check out jblegacyfilms.com, jblegacyfilms.com for the latest information about the movies and ROBF, Real Opportunity Bridge Foundation. But yeah, Bruce, it was a great feeling just to see. And then the greatest thing about it was the lady. She's a Hispanic female woman, and just for her to create this movie theater was just amazing for real.
So she created this theater.
Yeah, she said she gave me like the little spill on why she did it. I guess she didn't like the way the indies was getting treated at different events that they were going to. So she said, you know what, I'm gonna create my own and show movies there. So they show like the new movies and independent movies, and it's like a private thing too. It's like a cafe. You walk in there, they got good food, good drinks, um, good like the drinks, the adult drinks too.
So you got a bar.
Yeah, so they have so much to pick from. And then the great thing too is like she has some desserts from different vendors, like different other companies That's like independent and
Okay,
mom
so
and
they got
pops.
desserts there besides
Yeah.
the popcorn and the candy. And,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that's New York.
Yeah, it was a lot of love, man. I met a film maker. He's from Pittsburgh, and we were talking. And of course, we talked about Browns and Steelers, but we were talking about,
Some collaboration.
yeah, definitely collaborations because he understood what it takes to do these type of things, and this ain't no joke. Like you gotta put your all into this, and just remember this as the independent filmmaker or producer or director. You're not Universal Studios, you're not Columbia Pictures yet. So you're always going to keep progressing because you're going to meet more people. You're going to work with better people. Just keep doing it, man. Just keep going.
Yeah.
So enough about the movies. Enough about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Let's get to what we came here to talk about, man. Let's talk about the Cavs. And we understand that the Cavs lost yesterday to the Magic.
The Magic, yeah.
Snapping, what is it, 16-game win streak?
16-game win streak.
So, did you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch the game.
How you didn't watch the game? And it's a sports show. You're supposed to watch the highlights at least.
Because I thought it was coming on later, and it came on earlier. And so it's like, oh, man, I missed it. But, yeah, I didn't get to see it. But the fact that what I heard is that they had a couple leads, but then all of a sudden they turned the ball over too much, and they weren't playing physical enough. So it's, the national proponents keep saying we're not physical. Well, we proved it again, but they say mostly it was the turnovers. But these are games we got to win. They were I think 7 and overall they had only one. They lost 7 of the last 9 games that they had, so they were right for the pickings. But then we didn't have Mobley, so we still should be without Mobley.
Mobley is one of the keys to make the nucleus click because he's playing at a different level from what he was playing last year.
Oh, he's playing so versatile from this year as opposed to last year.
And the rebounds, without Mobley, you can see the difference in rebounds.
I mean, Mobley's a true star now.
Oh yeah, for sure. But the rebounds was a little bit lower. The offensive rebounding and the defensive rebounding. So we need both our 7-footers out there.
Yeah, that makes a big mismatch when you got the 2 7-footers like.
Because we had 3 7-footers at one time.
We did.
Which was a crazy.
Well, that would have been interesting, but we don't have that anymore.
No, we don't. Shout out to marketing. He would see this.
Yeah. But I mean, what? DeAndre Hunter's 6'9".
Yeah, I mean, we got a piece. We got some pieces,
size,
man.
Yeah.
We got Jerome. We got some pieces,
yeah, we
man.
got pieces. That this team should have beat Magic, and Spider was upset, but that's what we got to see before this playoff starts. We got to see them be like stepping on people's throats again and let them know we are the best team in the league, and we're gonna put it to you. So we had a 13-point lead. We should have just continued to smack them down. But I think what happens is Cavaliers, what I've seen this year, they get comfortable and they start playing down to the level of their talent instead of just crushing people.
Most definitely, man.
And this is how they got to play. Like, we're gonna crush you, and then we can take it easy. So I heard Orlando.
I mean, but we can't overthink it.
Well, I heard Orlando ran a full court press to get back in the game. So why don't we run the full court press to end the game?
Well,
I get to see the game.
We needed this loss to improve for the future. That's the improvement. The improvement is when we missing a piece, a great piece of Mobley, who you gonna count on next?
Well, we should have had DeAndre Hunter stepping up and Ty Jerome stepping up.
We should have had a couple people.
But Mitchell only scored.
He didn't have a good shooting
night. 10. So go inside. Forget shooting. Go inside. He's strong. He can go inside.
But sometimes, as a leader, you don't have to always score. You just set up to score.
Right. Set it up to score. You don't have to shoot
assisting.
if you're not making. But then that's on the coach. There.
If I got 15 assists, then I did my job, right?
Right.
Because if I got 9 points and 15 assists, that means I still scored because I created the scores.
But that's on the coach to say, hey, this ain't working for you, so let's do this. And I guess his style is to let them work it out. But we understand they were winning. They had a 16-game streak.
We had a 13-point lead too at one point in the game.
13-point lead. Going in the fourth quarter.
So it's just a lesson learned, like anything else in life. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn from that loss, and then you're gonna be like, all right, I see that. We know what to do next time to correct it. So that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, but the good teams, they stomp their opponents. They stomp them, and especially when it's not a.
I mean, let's be real though.
It's not a great team. I mean,
it's not. But let's be real. The game before we stumped out the Grizzlies.
We did,
and that's the number 2 team in the West.
So and we had a break. We had a day rest. So we should have came back there and stomped them out.
True that.
And we had the lead. What we said, you got 13-point lead. So now what do? All right, they want to run the press.
You can't play around with your food.
No, they're gonna run a press. We'll run a full court press. We say how many teams? I was even surprised to hear that they ran a full court press against the Cavs. So why don't you counteract, coach, and say, hey, all right, we'll run a full court press too. So we're not gonna take it off. So we're gonna let you run a full court press, and we're not gonna counteract it.
So they get physical. We got to get back.
They get physical. We got to get physical, and we've seen them do that. We saw them do that to us in the playoffs. So we got to do that.
Listen, in the playoffs, when we get there, we got to beat the trash out these opponents, especially the first rounders. We got to make them as examples. Don't give them ain't no one get that sweep the first series. And I hate to say it.
Yes, definitely get that sweep so you get rest, because you're the best team in the NBA. You're supposed to sweep somebody.
Yeah, sweep the Bulls or whoever it is we're gonna play in the first round. I expect a sweep. I don't hear, they got one game 4-1. I think we should sweep. The competition is just terrible at that 7th, 8th, and 9th and 10th. Just terrible. Those guys shouldn't even be in the same breath.
No. And another thing, this was the first time the Cavaliers lost all year having a lead on the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I know you said that goes from coaching. He's not a bad coach, but now you experiencing something different that you might see later on, which you need to correct. Yeah. That's all.
Maybe that's why he just sat back, because it's nothing like, look, now this is, like you said, it's a good learning experience. We can learn off of these things, so I'm gonna let it play out. And he probably told them what to do, and they just didn't do it.
No.
Thinking that they had this game.
That's funny. Let's talk a little bit more about some more basketball situations. So I hate to skate into this one, but Luka and LeBron. So LeBron actually changed his game up to be a slasher, since Luka is the focal point of the shooting, which is working. I ain't gonna say I'm shocked, but I'm shocked that LeBron changed his game to fit with Luka's scheme of playing. So long story short, LeBron, we'll say Bronny. There's big talks about Stephen A. Smith and LeBron, and I guess Stephen A. Smith critiqued LeBron James' son. Now, a lot of people said that, Stephen A. was wrong for talking about Bronny, but Stephen A.'s job, let's be theoretically correct, is to critique NBA players.
That's right.
So he didn't critique Bronny in high school or college, but Stephen A.'s job as a sports analyst to critique these sports players.
Yeah.
And the thing was that Stephen A. said, and you could agree with it or disagree, whatever you feel. He said that LeBron purposely said and controlled the medium of wherever my son's going to play, that's where I want to play. So you're putting pressure on teams to do something they probably don't want to do. So therefore, the Lakers draft them because they want you to stay. So do you think that's a fair scenario? I get that you want to play for I get that you want to play with your son. I get all that. But do your son just want to get drafted by a team, right? That's his dream. He just want to hear his name being called. Do you think that was a fair call that LeBron could play with his son? Is that being selfish, or is that just like, I want to play with my son?
I think what LeBron did was totally selfish. He didn't think about his son, because when he put his son in that position, he put his son to be critiqued. and he put himself to be
I
number two
agree with
and
you.
criticize. So if you don't want anybody in the industry to criticize your son, you should have let him play at USC, develop his game. He only played a couple of games at USC last year.
Yeah, the heart thing.
Yeah, had the heart thing. So he should be covering from the heart, playing college basketball. And if he came out like a juggernaut and played well this year and was ready for the NBA, it would only just been 2 years. Now LeBron, he's playing out of his mind, and like he's 20-some years old. So that means he already knew beginning of this year he was physically capable of holding it down. So Bronny could probably come up the next following year. But yeah, you put your son in that position. So if anybody should be upset, it's you for putting your son in that position.
So you walking up to Stephen A. Smith, not you, but walking up to Stephen A. Smith in the third quarter of the game, and
third quarter of the game,
you give it to him in front of the whole stadium, and Stephen A. didn't respond. He asked you, let's talk about it later on, or you said F that. You know what I'm saying? You fucking with my son and all that stuff. So my opinion about that part was, you know who to talk to like that.
That reminds me of Will Smith
and Chris Rock.
Chris Rock. That's exactly what it reminds me of. So,
hey, shout out to my boy Kenny Rock, man. Chris Rock's brother.
Chris Rock's brother.
Yeah.
You met him down at Brooklyn?
Well, yeah, some sort of.
Sort of. He didn't come to the movie, but
but shout out to him.
All right, because I mean we were supposed to work that right. Was it pre-COVID?
Yeah. But yeah, it kind of reminded you of the same situation. You right, and it's like, come on, man. You got these pre-Madonna people.
For sure, that's complete arrogance. And why would you do that on national TV? Why couldn't you do? And third quarter, why couldn't you do it after the game?
Exactly. When everybody leaves.
When everybody leaves, or why couldn't you do that? Game was over. One-on-one, go over to Stephen A. Smith, say something, and not even on TV at that. Why would you want to blast a man on TV like that? But you didn't like him blasting your son, but you're gonna come up here and supposedly look professional.
But technically he didn't blast his son.
Man. I mean, not his.
He kind of.
I'm saying that's what LeBron took it as, right?
Yeah. So Stephen A. kind of said what everybody was scared to say.
Yeah.
Your son is averaging 0.
But everybody had been saying that anyway. They said LeBron didn't deserve to be up there, and they were calling it nepotism, and then people were defending the nepotism and everything. Next thing you know, he goes back down to G League and he ain't doing nothing. I don't know. So he's not doing nothing in the G League either.
All I know is this. Let's be realistically. If your son or daughter is not good at something, you have to tell them.
You gotta be honest. That's right. I'm not.
You're not saying that they're not gonna get good, but you have to tell them, like, look, and this is the thing. You call yourself the GOAT, right? He calls himself the GOAT.
He calls himself the GOAT.
So if you're the GOAT, who's gonna be the best teacher for him?
The GOAT. But then again, it makes me think, like I said, it has that Will Smith and Chris Rock feeling, because it's like, who is really pulling the strings behind that? Because LeBron just couldn't be that stupid. He just couldn't be in evaluating.
Well, he picked the right person.
Talent.
He picked the right person to do that.
There you go. Saying like Will Smith, but I don't trust Hollywood and I don't trust the media in this, because it's all a show. The NBA is all a show, and we talked about bad news is good news.
Right.
So any bad publicity is good publicity. And what did they do? They got everybody talking about it. Got people Googling it.
Yeah.
It's good publicity.
Yeah.
So
for both sides.
For both sides. So how much more publicity would it be if other than hush hush? It wasn't gonna be. Now, if you got on the line and LeBron made a little video and said Stephen A. and don't do this and post it, it'd still be media.
So what happens if Stephen in the middle of the game and LeBron's playing and Stephen A. just stands up when they shooting a foul shot and yells, "Yeah, your son's a bum." I'm just saying, that'd be unprofessional, right?
That'd be unprofessional.
Okay.
For sure, and maybe grounds to suspend Stephen A.
Yeah. Because he works for the juggernaut Disney.
Yeah.
He works for Disney.
And that's just totally unprofessional. I mean, that's about, that could be about as bad as when one of the radio hosts came on. Isom years ago, and he critiqued the South Carolina girls basketball team.
Yeah.
Isom, I guess his name was Isom in the morning, and they said that the South Carolina girls basketball team had nappy hair.
Yeah.
And they got fired for that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the crazy part, man. So we both agree that, we understand that you're a father, but you put your son in the predicament because Stephen A's doing his job.
Yeah.
You're doing your job of playing basketball, and Bronny's playing basketball. That's his job.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, like you said, you put your son in this predicament to be critiqued. Because he's not producing points. He's not doing anything at this part of the NBA career. And then doing shoot-arounds and stuff like that, it's like you're not really guarding your son. You just playing around with him. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not really showing him the ropes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
That was supposed to be the whole purpose, that he was coming up to show him how to be the professional we need to be.
Because me personally, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I'm a competitive person, I don't care. You 3 years old. I'm not letting you win.
No.
If you 5 years old, I'm not letting you win.
No, I'm not letting you win. You're right.
Because you got to learn how to beat me.
Right.
And then when you beat me, I'll be like, oh, wow, this is special. It might take you 20 years, but this is special.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not giving you no break.
No.
At the end of the day,
No.
you gotta play to win.
You gotta earn it.
And that's the thing about people now. It's like they've been given too many things.
Yeah.
Instead of earning it. So that's the way I look at it. You gotta earn your stripes when you play in this league. And a lot of people don't earn their stripes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we'll never know the truth. I mean,
No, we won't.
Like I said, I believe this was bigger than LeBron. I think he was put up to it.
I mean, let's just face it. The NFL is still getting the most fame right now for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
The NFL, what they call that, free agency. So it's more drama over here. Let's find some drama over here.
There's been we just said, so Ja Morant, he's doing well. There's no drama in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's over with.
That's over with. And there's no drama anywhere else. So we got to create drama.
Yeah, create a headline.
Let's create a headline. Oh, LeBron, Stephen A critiques. And who better than Stephen A to be flamboyant, outspoken, and to put it out there, and to be a villain too.
Oh yeah, that's the main key. He's the
villain. Yeah. So what they say, the world's a stage, and we're all players, and so they set the stage where there's a villain and a heroine or a hero.
Sometimes an anti-villain.
An anti-villain.
Sometimes.
So once again, we got the stage set up. Who is the villain? Who's the hero? Is LeBron the villain? Is LeBron the hero for standing up for his son? And we all know that, No.
Well, you got your 50-50s. You got the guys, they call it Bron Knights or whatever they call them. Bronnies or whatever they call these people that worship LeBron. They got some type of term, whatever they call them. But anyway, you got those people that's going to say LeBron was right about it. Me personally, I just feel, like we said before, if you in the NBA, there's a certain respect. You shouldn't call people, if you're a journalist, don't call them bums. But you got your opinion on the player that you want to say. I mean, you could probably say they're not playing good. Stephen A ain't calling them bums, just saying in general. So it's just a certain way you say certain things, and you can't be mad about it. Because if you're not playing good, you're not playing good.
You're not playing good.
That's your fault.
No. That's your fault. Yeah.
So get more practice, spend more time in it. Your father got unlimited resources.
You're right. You got unlimited resources. You got time to develop a game. You didn't even play a year of college. You didn't even play 2 college games.
But on the other hand, you have Bryce.
You got Bryce.
Looks like his father.
And he's almost built like his father.
Playing very well.
He's healthy though. So you can understand. But we understand he's a G League prospect for sure. Now he goes down to G League, he tears it up. He's ready to come to the pros. He's got the physical capabilities. He's what, 6'8", 6'7", or 6'6", I don't know.
I don't know what he is.
I know he's at least almost 240 at least or whatever, 230, but
Bryce is gonna be probably the better
NBA prospect right away.
Definitely.
But I mean, his brother could get down there and work.
Work with your brother.
Yeah, they both could be at USC, right?
Right.
1 year USC, but I mean, I haven't even looked at right what
well, let's be realistically.
Is it Braxton?
Yeah.
What he's doing right now.
Right.
Bryce, Bryce is doing right now. But is he even All-American at this point in time?
I mean, he's looking good though. He's looking good. Right. They just won the check. They just won the ship.
They just won the state.
They just won the state.
Oh well, that's it.
They looking good.
That's it. I mean, so now he won the state. He's 6'8", 6'7", strong. So why not be an NFL? NBA young prospect going to development.
The great thing is this: with college basketball, football, baseball, volleyball, whatever sport, they have the NILs now.
Yeah.
So they don't have to legitimately go to the NBA if they don't want to.
Right. He can get paid. Like I said, what might be better for LeBron to have his two sons at USC?
I would have dominated.
Crushing that and dominating at USC. It's the James boys.
Exactly.
And now all he got to do, he had such a great year. He's averaging 20-something points a game. So, all right, next year he might average 20.
They both got the chemistry.
Yeah. Now his boys, he might be averaging 15 when he might be able to play with both his sons. And he's averaging 15. To me, that would be the biggest legacy.
Definitely. But, he tried to rewrite it.
Yeah.
That's all. What they call that? He skipped a couple chapters.
Yeah, maybe. But like I said, I think it was bigger. I think LeBron was being a pawn, a puppet in this. And that might be why he's really pissed. Because maybe he really knew that LeBron wasn't ready. And, of course, the powers that be that made him go to all these other teams and leave Cleveland. But set him up, said, hey, you got to do this.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Because like I said, I just don't believe he's that stupid.
Well, sometimes you got to believe it. Let's move on.
Anyway, yeah.
Got the NFL draft.
Question is, what do you think?
Yeah, let us know what you think of it. Let us know.
LeBron that stupid, that selfish, or you think he was being a puppet?
We got some comments up there.
For the Illuminati.
All right, let's move on to the NFL draft.
Oh, man.
So, the Browns still in the hunt for that second pick. Most people, 90% of the people said the Browns was going to blow this pick. What do you think?
It feels like it. Like, I know you like the defensive end linebacker from Penn State. I can see them doing that. I mean, if you're going to blow it, to me, get Travis Hunter. At least he can do multiple things. And he's a true playmaker.
I mean, at this point, what messed you up was Miles doing the whole fiasco.
Oh, man.
Because your mindset, but not Andrew Berry, his mindset was like, he's the Brown. He's never going nowhere. He said that from the beginning. He said that when Miles said it. He said, nah, he's a Brown. He's still on a contractual agreement.
Yep.
But anyway, Myles Garrett brought this up to the Cleveland fans because Cleveland fans was like, trade him, get rid of him. Let's get 20 picks from him. It was prepared.
Miles want to go, let Miles go.
Yeah, it was prepared.
If he really wants to go.
Then a couple weeks later, he's the highest paid non-quarterback in the league.
But look, Miles ain't stupid because Miles saw what happened to one of his teammates that everybody in Cleveland pretty much hates, except for some. I don't hate the brother. But when he said, I want to be traded, what happened to him? He got rape charges. So you think Miles Miles like, hey,
besides charges.
He's already, he's talking to Deshaun. And you think Miles is like, I don't want to play. And they gave him, they put that bag in front of him, said, you going to take this money or not?
Shut the hell up.
Shut up.
Take this money and shut
Or we ain't saying no more. So let's revert. I don't know. Some of y'all ain't know.
Well, the owner told them, don't talk to me.
He said, "Hey, yeah, he don't put the gangster lean on him.
He
Put the
said, don't
smack
talk
down
to me,
on
talk to
him.
Andrew.
Don't talk to me. I ain't talk to Andrew. Why you talking to me? Talk to Andrew. Don't be talking to me." So we just gonna put it this way. Those of you who know about the movie Godfather, they gave this guy who thought he was a gangster an offer he couldn't refuse, and they sent a message to him: shut up and cool out, because he had a racehorse, and he thought he was the stuff. And they cut his racehorse up, took the head off the racehorse, put it in a box, and sent it to the gangster.
Yeah.
So the gangster realized who the real gangsters are. So what's his name?
Miles
thought he was gangster, and this gangster here we got in Cleveland running the Browns. This gangster here, this millionaire gangster here, he got off of gangster charges. So Miles gonna try to gangster him? No. They gave Miles an offer he couldn't refuse, and Miles took the bag and shut up. Because you saw what happened to Deshaun when he wouldn't take the bag and he wouldn't shut up. They put charges on
him. Them NFL charges. The NFL had their own judge system or judicial system.
Own judicial system.
Yeah, because he didn't do no crime.
You don't. But we saw this with Kaepernick. You don't want to do what these owners say to do? Huh. You can play games if you want.
So on another note, and now I don't want to talk about it all the way, but what's up with the kicker?
We ain't heard nothing.
You heard
something
happened, but nothing didn't happen.
We ain't heard nothing.
Justin Tucker.
But we all know kicker don't matter.
Well, guess what? Is they trying to tell him to retire? Like, all right, you're done. Get out of here. Retire. Because he might have got lippy with somebody in the organization.
I think they probably told Justin Tucker.
He got lippy with somebody.
Be quiet. Kick the dang football.
Yeah.
And stay out the news. And that's
definitely in the news.
And definitely. So we ain't heard nothing about it. We ain't heard about nothing what the NFL going to do to him. We ain't heard nothing about what the team going to do. We ain't heard nothing. Like, he don't even matter.
Yeah.
How is that?
He's supposed to be the most accurate kicker.
And he's supposed to be the all-time kicker to play football. But we ain't heard nothing from this. We ain't heard nothing. I ain't even thought about it.
That's why I brought him up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get back to the draft. So on that note, nobody signed Nick Chubb either.
Nah.
But back to the draft.
But he's still on the Browns.
Who are you drafting at number 2? Since the Myles Garrett fiasco is over.
You know, I just don't get how they try to say these two young quarterbacks are not good. You have Ward, who balled out at Washington State in the Pac-12. Then he goes from the Pac-12 to the ACC and balls out at the ACC
with no star
receivers. He did the same thing in Washington with no star receivers, but everybody wanted Cam Ward. Even Ohio State wanted Cam Ward with their NFL receiver lineup. And Ward goes to Miami and just tears up the league in Miami. You want to say, oh, he's not accurate. He looked pretty accurate to me all year.
You look like the most accurate quarterback.
He looked very accurate. And not only did he look accurate, he threw the ball effortlessly, playing games with those defensive backs. And defense.
He looked accurate in my opinion.
So how you gonna say he ain't a good quarterback? He wouldn't be worthwhile in the draft. And then let me take Shedeur. Shedeur comes from the HBCU. He blitzes the HBCUs. He doesn't do well in his first year at Colorado and wins 4 games. Then he comes back the next year and win what? 9, 10. And puts up all kind of numbers on the Big 12. But you want to say, oh, he's not a good quarterback. And if he was in last year's draft, I don't get this. Why are you talking about these guys compared to last year's draft? If they were in last year's draft, when they weren't in last year's draft, they're in this year's draft. And unfortunately, there just don't seem to be enough competition in this year's draft for them. They are the top quarterbacks They can play NFL. They'll be all right in the NFL as long as they get in the good system and good coaches. We know what happens if you get in the NFL in a bad system with bad coaching. We've seen it in Cleveland over and over and over and over again.
So what happens with the Browns and Pittsburgh with their quarterback situations? They're both in the same boat. They both don't have a quarterback. They both looking at, let me, if I could slide and get something. That's what Pittsburgh thinking.
I think
Let them
Pittsburgh.
slide in my hand, I'm gonna get it.
I think Pittsburgh's going quarterback. Why you sign Mason Rudolph again? And in Cleveland, we signed Pickett, who you didn't want, in Pittsburgh.
I don't understand none of these moves.
I don't understand
I'm
none of it
confused.
either. So I gotta feel we're gonna take one of these two quarterbacks.
So the Atlanta Falcons said they're gonna step away from Cousins, or
No, they're keeping Cousins.
they retaining the
They're
bag.
retaining Cousins.
Okay,
So if the Browns want to get Cousins, they gotta take that contract over.
100 million.
So now, if the Browns don't get Cousins, because everybody's still talking about Flacco and Russell Wilson still being out there. Right now, it look like I think Cleveland fans be happy with Flacco. And I think Flacco come back knowing that he's going to be the number one. But you got Pickett as your backup, and now who's going to be your third string? We're going to keep
It's terrible.
We're going
Zappy.
to keep Zappy as the third string now.
Oh man, that's terrible.
You know, but right now they say, oh, this quarterback room is better than it was last year.
In what way?
I have no idea. Pickett is better than the three quarterbacks we had, four
He can't even
quarterbacks
pound
we
the
had
ball.
last year. No, they say his hands are small. He can't even keep the ball. So they say his hands are small. He can't really hold the ball in cold weather. Now we coming over one of the coldest places in the United States. I don't know. Yeah.
So Jamar Chase get his bag. I see.
Yeah.
So he's the highest paid receiver probably right now.
Highest paid receiver, and between him and Higgins, they got this high. They can throw the ball, but they ain't gonna have no defense. So where's Cincinnati going?
There's nothing new about that.
They're not going anywhere.
You'll see Showtime on the offense. That's it.
Yeah. So I would say.
Oh, we'll see the repeat of last year. We'll see 40-point games, and then they'll lose by 49, like 41, 49, 45, 41. So you'll just see a bunch of those type of games.
I'll say if Cleveland can get a good veteran quarterback, and if they could draft one of these two should do award, I think Cleveland will have a better record than Cincinnati. But as long as we let the rookies, whatever the quarterback is, sit, because we know this line, if it's not ready, they're gonna get eaten up.
So let's talk about the Browns. So the fact is that you still have Stefanski as your coach.
The common denominator of all our problems.
So yeah, so you still got Stefanski.
Yeah.
2-time coach of the year.
Yeah. Only had
supposedly
2 out of 5 winning seasons. 2 winning seasons out of 5.
But you coach of the year.
But you coach of the year.
All right. So when we do the math, we know there was the people around them that makes the coach look good.
They're gone.
Yeah. So they're gone, and then the truth came out last season.
Callahan gone. We still have a good line coach.
Yeah, Gunn. He got rid of the special teams coach. He got rid of everybody else but the defensive coordinator. So the only bright spot on the team was the defense, and it just didn't look the same because the offense wasn't the same.
Nope.
So they were on the field more, and the defense just couldn't click. A lot of injuries. We lost JOK.
Yeah.
We did sign Bush again.
We signed Bush, but we let one of our safety go to Pittsburgh. We didn't think he was
Well, we
good.
didn't need Thornhill anyway.
Well, Pittsburgh thinks he's good enough.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna see him over there.
Yeah. That's okay. I
You
mean,
think so?
we didn't lose Delpit to Pittsburgh.
No, we used
So
to Pittsburgh.
that's how you can look at it. I look at it like this. Thornhill wasn't the best prospect at safety.
Right.
I would like to get Ohio State down. So I would like to get him in the draft next year. I would like to get him. Him and Delpit would be great together. But we know that's fictional and fake, so it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. So that that's not our priority. It's quarterback, and we need to settle that. So like
Quarterback has always been our priority. We just can never hit on the quarterback position. The last MVP, and this is funny, the last MVP that the Browns had was Brian Sipe. And listen to this.
Wow.
Listen to this though. This is the kicker.
1978.
Listen to this. You're gonna your eyebrows gonna. He was drafted in the 13th round. They had 13 rounds.
Oh, we had 13 rounds in the 70s. Wow.
13th round.
13th
So
round.
just do your math on that. He was MVP, drafted in the 13th round.
But remember, the Browns, up until 1993 when they left, only had 7 losing seasons.
Right.
So this was a winning franchise that wasn't focused on a quarterback.
We had good quarterbacks.
We had NFL quarterbacks.
Our position was coaching, but we had Belichick.
We had good coaches. They
can't get over the hump.
We couldn't get past Pittsburgh.
No, we couldn't get past Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh.
No, we beat Pittsburgh.
No, Pittsburgh. Remember, Pittsburgh won 4 Super Bowls in the late 70s.
What we talking about in the 80s and 90s?
But I'm just saying when we had Sipe.
Oh yeah.
That was late 70s.
Yeah.
So,
but entering into the 80s when we had Newsom.
Well, that's Kosar era.
And Sipe was there.
No, that's Kosar's era in the early 80s because Kosar.
But remember,
comes to us in like
88. If it ain't there, throw it in the lake. He was talking about Newsom.
That's 1978.
Right. That's Sipe.
That's Sipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we like I said, coming into that season, we probably had maybe less than five losing seasons at that point in time. So the Browns were still a perennial power, even though we couldn't even get past the Steelers' 4 Super Bowls.
True, but our nemesis for real was Denver. That's what stopped us from getting to the Super Bowl
in the 80s. But we don't.
That was the closest we got though.
That was the late 80s, yeah.
Brian Sipe didn't even win a playoff game.
No,
but that's what I'm saying.
We couldn't get past Elway.
Yeah, but I'm saying at least he got there. He was there. He was 2 minutes.
Well, with that Sipe, not Sipe, but with
Kosar.
With Kosar, yeah, we were there.
That's what I'm saying. We there.
Oh man, if Ernest
Bonner ain't there, we there.
If Ernest Bonner don't fumble that ball to the end zone
in that prevent defense,
we don't go to that prevent defense. We're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he was there. Bernie got us there. When you sit down and look at the play, Bernie Kosar got you there. He got you there.
So we're talking about what? It was 2 Hall of Fame safeties or corners or defensive backs, right?
Yeah.
And
man, we would have got to the Super Bowl. We would have not lost.
Hall of Fame tight end.
We would have lost to Washington. We would not lose to Washington.
No,
guarantee you. Oh, that's ice. Oh, so who's not gonna do it? But yeah, we definitely would have lost to Washington. Washington beat the brakes off Denver.
I think that Browns team had even beat San Francisco in that.
It could have.
So that Browns team was very good. Matter of fact, we should have beat Denver.
Schottenheimer was a good coach.
Schottenheimer surely was.
Just couldn't get past them.
Couldn't get past the darn Elway.
Yeah, man. Those were the golden days.
Y'all don't even know. A lot of y'all don't know that.
Generation Z, whatever they call these guys, don't know nothing about it.
Here we are. But I think they'll get Shador.
You think they get Shador?
Yeah, because I have a feeling Tennessee's gonna go ahead. Ward will go to first pick. Yeah.
Ward. You think Tennessee's gonna pick a quarterback first?
You gotta take Ward.
I heard they trading down.
I think they'll take Ward unless they can get.
I heard the Giants
if they get multiple picks, like
I heard the Giants.
Like Dallas did. Then they'll move. They'll give up Ward. Yeah. But I mean, what do you got in the quarterback room? They ain't got nothing in the quarterback room.
Yeah, I heard the Giants really want to go number 1.
Well, who went to the Giants? Was that
They got Neighbors. That's it.
That quarterback. The Giants picked up a quarterback.
They ain't got nobody though. They lost Daniel Jones, and Dan Jones signed with Indianapolis.
Is it? What's our former quarterback is there?
But they ain't got no
Our backup.
Prolific quarterback.
No, they got.
Jameis Winston.
No, not Woodson. Woodson.
Jameis Winston.
Winston's there.
Yeah, he's not gonna do nothing but do the same thing he did here.
Well, I'm just saying he went there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, they still need quarterback. Yeah.
They definitely need a quarterback.
Yeah.
Winston proved that he couldn't be a number one here, so
Well, he might be a little different in New York because
they a losing franchise. Not like us, but
yeah, but he got a little more pressure. And they got more of a winning history.
they do have a winning history. They got Super Bowl.
Yeah, two Super
Super Bowls.
Super Bowl in the Giants, and plus he's New York, man. Just the pressure alone,
Yeah.
he ain't gonna be able to do like he did.
So what's up with your boy Aaron Rodgers, man?
Man, nobody wants Rodgers right now.
That's funny.
He's too eclectic. So nobody wants to deal with that right
He's a one quarterback away type guy.
Yeah.
Like if you need a quarterback, you give him a shot. And that's like one shot, that's it. In 1 year, see what happens and get him out of there.
But you would think even the solid winning teams might even want to bring him in.
Nah.
But they don't want to do that. Nobody wants to deal with that.
He's cancerous.
That personality he's got.
Yeah. They say he has the hell of a personality.
But now, see, if he was actually winning, they would deal with it.
Yeah.
But he ain't winning no more. And he
ain't won in 2 years.
No, he won in 2 years. So it's like, you're not what you used to be. So,
nope.
You know.
You're definitely not. So you're not that guy.
You don't have the leverage that you used to.
You don't have no leverage.
He had a lot of leverage when he went to the Jets because he had just won.
Yeah, he was just in Green Bay.
Yeah, and he was at a winning franchise, winning record, won over 10 games. So he's a winner now. He ain't got no leverage.
He's following the same footsteps as Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Because Brett Favre went to the Jets and then he went to the Vikings.
Went to the Vikings.
So is he going to the Vikings next? That's funny.
Nah, the Vikings got McCarthy.
Supposedly,
yeah. He seemed to be injury prone. So
we'll see.
But yeah.
We will see.
So now, well, like we said, who do you think the Browns going to pick up at the bridge quarterback?
I don't know, man. Russell, they smart.
They say don't like Russell. Cleveland fans don't like Russell too much.
I mean, who likes Russell? Let's be realistic.
I don't have a problem with Russell. What's wrong?
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to win you the Super Bowl. But I'm saying he fits Stefanski's offense because it's boring.
I like him better than Flacco because he can do the same things Flacco can do, and he's mobile.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he's boring like Stefanski's offense, so he fits perfectly into it.
Yeah.
So it ain't like we're gonna get something special from Russell Wilson.
No, you're not. That's why he went to Wisconsin. Like he went to a prolific offense.
Yeah, I mean, he's basic. He thrived through a Pete Carroll system. And that's it.
Pete Carroll created a system for him. And that was it.
He looked good in that system.
Yeah.
And that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what we're gonna do as Browns team.
So who's gonna be our pick then?
Our pick?
Yeah, who do you think we're gonna do? What we're gonna do with
we're gonna
pick?
trade for a punter. Something. You're gonna do something stupid.
You think we're gonna trade down then? You don't think we're gonna use the pick?
Man, this is the Browns, man. I can't trust this team. I can't really have my faith. I can't say, yeah, man, we're gonna do the for sure thing. We're gonna do this. I can't say that because Andrew Berry, he's not. He hit on what, Miles?
He hit on Miles.
That, and then who else?
He hit on what's his name? From Aurora.
I'm saying, but he hit on
State.
But you can't mess up on Miles though, because definitely was the number one overall.
Yeah, there was no
undisputedly.
Yeah.
So you would have messed that up, you should have got fired the next day.
That was between him and the kid from Minute, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they ain't no way in hell that you was picking anybody before Miles.
No.
But the crazy thing is you could have had Miles and Watson.
Yeah, you could.
Because you traded down.
Yep.
So you could have had both. You could have had Watson before he became a Texan.
Yeah. So it was Ward. So we got he drafted also Ward, so you give him credit for being a Ward. But what? Ward's worked out and Njoku's working out so far.
That was Buddy Boy that drafted.
Oh, he drafted Njoku? Not Ward though.
Right? He drafted Buddy Boy drafted Chubb, Baker, Njoku. Who else? He drafted somebody else. Buddy Boy worked out. All his stuff kind of worked out except for Baker.
Yeah.
But outside of that,
so
he traded for Odell.
Oh yeah, I got that Odell. But that didn't work out because he couldn't get along with him.
Yeah, that was what a waste of 3 years.
Odell, yeah, what a waste.
You wasted somebody's talents.
Yeah.
That was bad, man.
So Ward. So yeah, we got the Ward. So he's got those two.
Yep. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
And he's got two. And he got two. He got two playoffs.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Stefanski didn't win the one playoff game.
No.
Stephen Van Pelt did.
Stephen Van Pelt did. With Stefanski in trouble.
Stefanski came back and lost.
Came back and lost. Yeah. And then we got rid of Van Pelt and all the other coaches, and people wondered what happened to them. You know, you got rid of all the real workers.
Yep.
The real coaches.
The real coaches.
You got rid of the ones that were close to the players and knew their players, knew their ways, knew their characteristics, knew how they trained, knew how they eat, knew how they slept, knew how they played, and they built that rapport with them, and then all of a sudden, and they got them to push when they didn't think they could push with Flacco and overcome, and then all of a sudden you cut everybody. That didn't make any sense either.
Yeah, that was just.
Except the head coach.
We already called it. Remember, I said he gave the clipboard to Dorsey so he get fired.
Yeah.
Well, he's been doing that for years.
But Dorsey said he didn't like how things ran here in Cleveland.
Right, but we already knew that
he wasn't going. He said he wasn't going to play that game, and he said, "I'm leaving."
But we already knew he was going to be a scapegoat. He was going to get fired anyway.
Yeah.
Stefanski hit it behind him. Oh yeah, give him the clipboard and let him get fired, basically.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So before we go, we like to say a few things. Thank you again for tuning in and supporting Tomahawk Entertainment Group. We've been ticking since 2011, and we still going. And the great thing about it is we're still growing.
Actually, 2009.
Yeah, what we talking about? Established.
Oh,
legally. Yeah, definitely 2009, but 2011 legally established. Keep going, don't give up, and keep growing. That's the key behind everything. Because once you get what you're looking for, you could lose it the next day. Because if you get comfortable with it, something else better could be out there that's going to overtake it. So you always want to definitely be better, do better, and think the best for yourself and for the people around you. You want to create something for everybody around you, because if everybody's not happy around you, you're not going to be happy.
So everybody should be a creator and a giver for everybody.
Oh yeah. And the thing is, they have to be in the same mindset you are. Not just, on the train without, helping you. When it break down, they helping you push the train and nothing like that. The mindset has to be the same as yours. And that's the key. They have to have the same drive, the same kind of attributes that you have, and
yeah,
you have to know these people are good for you.
So that's like this: successful people do the things that successful people do. Unsuccessful people do the things that unsuccessful people do. But just because they don't have the same mindset, we are always there for them, because everybody's got to grow.
Most definitely. And that's a true statement. Everybody has to grow. And like they said, if you stay comfortable, you ain't gonna grow.
You ain't gonna grow.
But if you get uncomfortable, you're gonna keep growing.
The only way you're gonna grow is to be uncomfortable.
Yeah,
right?
You have to be uncomfortable. You have to do things that you're not used to doing.
Yeah.
So if you're not a good public speaker, maybe you have to work on it. Maybe you don't like to talk to people. Well,
you gotta work on it, right?
Exactly. To get to the next level, you know what you have to do.
Yeah.
And we understand there's pressures. Pressure's gonna be there. The big A is a bigger game. Every time you graduate, you know what I'm saying? Playing junior high, playing high school, playing college, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then pros.
Isaiah just going from junior high to high school to college.
You always gonna have some type of little situation. You're gonna have some type of adversities in the levels every time you go up.
Tribulations and trials of life, and just setting your goals and people pulling you back down. The question is what you're gonna do when people start pulling you down.
You gotta let those people go.
Or these forces start pulling you down.
You gotta let those people go.
Yeah.
If the people in your circle not trying to grow, not trying to help you grow the vision, because the vision is there. It ain't like it's a bad vision or something. If If you got a great idea and the vision is there, and you know it's going to progress because you know in your mind nothing's going to stop you, no one's going to stop you. Then you have to get the people around you. You have to hire the right people. You have to be around the right people. You got to talk to the right people. You're not going to talk to a person with $100 over a millionaire. If you want to be a millionaire, you're not going to talk to the $100 guy. You're going to talk to the millionaire guy.
Right. That's why LeBron had Warren Buffett to be one of his mentors.
Exactly. You have to talk to the people that's going to get you to where you were trying to go to or where you want to go to. You're not going to talk to anybody because you got a lot of people that's, if I was you, I'll do this. If I was you, I'll do that. If I was that, I would do. How you know? What have you produced? What have you played? What basketball have you played? What movies have you made? What car have you fixed? You know what I'm saying? It's the people that always want to tell you something and they haven't done it. That's most of the time. The people that are always trying to tell you to do something, those are the people who haven't done what you're doing.
So you say thank you. Who on?
Yeah. Because they're going to definitely keep getting your ear. Oh, if I was you, I would do this. Stop hanging with him. Do this, do that. And at the end of the day, they had some real advice for you. It would be to help you. Like, hey, I know this one guy that can help you with this. Boom, boom, boom. Here's his number.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. If people really got advice for you, they got an answer and solution for you.
Yeah. Not just the critiques.
Not just the criticism.
Not just the critiques, but like you said, the answer for you to help you. Because maybe you don't know.
You don't know. And if they don't know, they're going to research to say, hey, I'm going to see what I can find out for you. And then come back and say, this is what I found.
Yeah. Not just like you said, not just the critiques, but help the person out. Help them get to where they need to get to. Guide them to the person that can help them or show them something that can help. Because, people are good for stuff like that, man. They try to bring you down because they put their fears on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're afraid, like, oh, he's going to be the next one, and I wanted to be the next one. Okay, you still could be the next one. Y'all could be the next one together. It's just his turn right now.
Yeah, there's abundance. There's abundance. This is an abundant world. Creator's abundant creator, and there's enough abundance to go around that if somebody gets there, that's all right. You get yours.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if y'all bump heads or talk, you're grown. Y'all grown. You're grown people. Fighting and going over social media and doing all this other stuff that just doesn't equate to me. If you got their number, they email, talk to them directly, man. We all adults here. If you got a problem with somebody, talk to them. Tell them what the problem is. Because the problem might be somebody else feeding you something in your ear and you listening to them.
Well, Javon, if you're on that negative energy, that's what you're going to draw, that negative energy. If you're on that positive energy, that's what you're going to draw, that positive energy. So if you're out here doing some backlash and backstabbing stuff, that's what you're going to get. But if you're out here helping people create and helping people uplift them, then that same type of energy and that same type of vibrations will come to you, and you will uplift along with them.
Most definitely. So before we go, we had one of the greatest meetings. Can't discuss what was in the meeting, but we had a real opportunity. Bridge Foundation co-op meeting with film directors, makers, music people, comedians, the whole 9 yards, and it's gonna be a great collective. But anyway, if you're still interested in just being part of the organization, because we're always going to need help, we're also going to need resources. We're going to need funds. We're going to need grants. We're going to need everything possible, support, whatever. Make sure you go, or this is just this, text REEL, real, not real, but real, like movie real. REEL, the 216-808-3344. That's 216-808-3344. And we'll contact you back and figure out, how you fit in with the 501c3 foundation, nonprofit, and we'll go with that.
Yeah, this train, this movement is rolling. So you want to get on, jump on.
Yeah, because the opportunity is here And people probably listen, they ain't talking about that. They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna talk about nothing. But no, for real, trust me, we got some good partners, some great people we working with, and people that believe in themselves, and that's at least the number one key before you do anything is believe in yourself.
You know, people talk about making the community better, what we got to do for the world, or what you got to do for the people, whatever your ethnic group, your race, whatever you want to call it. So be about it.
Yep.
Don't talk it. Be about it. You want to be about it? This is the movement.
Oh yeah, for sure. This ain't no gang. This ain't no clique. This ain't no group. This ain't none of that. This is a movement. Movement. Meant to move. That's the key. Movement is meant to move.
I like that. Meant to move.
Yeah, it's meant to move. Meant to move the right people. So it's a movement.
So this is a meant to move.
Yeah, this is the meant to move.
A movement.
It's right. It's a movement. This is, like you said, this ain't the Avengers and all that kind of stuff. This is a movement. Move. So it's meant to move you to the right place where you need to be. That's the key. But before we go, once again, if you're moving, get your U-Haul. You can get it from us, Professional Events Shipping Services. You can call the number. Like I said, you can reserve it state, citywide, no matter what city, no matter what state. You could be in Brooklyn. You could be in Chicago. You could be in LA. We could book it for you. And if you here locally, come pick it up. We got the trailers. We got anything that you need. We got the box trucks. We got every single U-Haul that you need. So, like I said, call us directly. Matter of fact, here's the number, 440-384-4174. That's 440-384-4174.
Soon you got pods coming, right?
Oh, yeah. Get your storage pods soon, too.
You know what a pod is.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Hey, more power to y'all. Peace, love, respect.
Love, respect.
See y'all next Monday. And we'll go from there. Got that NCAA tournament coming up.
Start what?
Get your brackets.
I got Duke versus Houston.
Okay, that sounds good. I don't know who I got, but you're gonna find out next week.
Yeah. I don't even know the bracket, but I like Duke and Houston.
That sounds pretty good. All right, y'all. See y'all.
Peace.
JBLegacyFilms.com. JBLegacyFilms.com. See y'all later.